Okay, welcome back once again, Cappadocia. Welcome back to Starcraft. This is another Starcraft 2. It's another game I've been playing fairly recently. So up here in the northeast, we have myself spawning as Zerg, and down here spawning in the southwest, we have Cononesk playing Terran. Another TVP for you, TVZ even. So, again, sorry about last week. Yeah, internet problems on the Thursday, so that kind of disappeared, which is probably a good thing actually, because it spread out my videos by one day extra, so I didn't have to panic about what I'm going to do for the next extra day, because obviously with RimWorld ending, we'll come back to RimWorld again at some point I think, but at the moment I just need to take a break from it, so we'll see where we go from here. So yeah, we'll decide what we're going to do at some point, throw an extra video out, another series out there, but we'll decide. But for the minute we're just going to carry on with the U4 while I've got nothing else to do for the moment. Though I've got a few other plans, but just trying to get the time. But anyway, so we have what's Colonist doing today? He's just building standard walling off down the bottom here. I've got my Overlord Scout on the way, and I'm expanding. So let's get this going a bit faster. Don't think we're going to miss anything here in the early point, are we? Okay, so I've got my pool on the way. Do now actually have my proper gas on the way as well, and I'm still droning. Interesting. So he's spread down here first. Excuse me, he's ninja basing it. Interesting. Got both of them on one hotkey and set that for one hotkey as well. Okay, that's a novel. I see why he's doing that, so that they will specifically come out the back and then march around to the side rather than come out the front and get their ass kicked. But that is very early in going over there, ninja basing it. I can see why, so he's hoping I won't find it. To get my queens and my firstlings up. Extra Overlord out. Now my first Overlord is arriving, and he's going to see nothing spectacular, but he is going to notice this is missing. Okay, so he doesn't want me to come in here and see that he's got nothing else. So he's trying to drive me away with his marines. But fortunately, we have a bit of high ground here. My Overlord's just going to come over here and hang out on a bit of high ground. Go. Can I actually see it now? No. Now we can. Just about. And I lose that Overlord. Not the worst of things, but not the best either, so I'm rebuilding now. I have my queens. Sad face. So I'm just building some drones. Start trying to power ahead of my economy. Honestly didn't know this was down here, so let's have a look. Well, why would I at this moment in time? I haven't set my waypoint properly, so this drone is just going to sit here for a few minutes and annoy me. I'm getting my second hatch up. There we go. I've got the egg selected, so I don't know why I didn't move him earlier, but there we go. Got 19 here. Too many. Get off down there. I'm now getting link speed for my 10 lings. We're going to push out across the map and see what's going on, because now we're blinded. By taking out my Overlord basically stopped me from seeing what's happening. There we go. Now I have 19 workers, which is 16 plus 3. We need 3 for in here. I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to realise this. No, me, I'm probably over here looking at these. Nope. There we go, I've settled it up there. Get this creep spread going. So at the moment I'm fairly confident, because I think he's still only on one base because I'm an idiot. So he's getting a starport up and running. Going for a tech lab on here, that'll probably be for tanks. If we don't see a tank out of here pretty soon, I will be shocked. There we go. This, on the other hand, is in a bit of a bad spot here, and the reason being is because you can't add anything to it. So he's adding a tech lab back here, but he can't add a reactor or tech lab on here because you can't jump onto the stairs, onto the ramp at the base, which is a bit of a problem. Okay, I've pulled my lings back. I'm not quite sure where I've pulled them. Up here. I'm expecting a drop, so I've kind of scattered my lings around a bit. Slightly different version of the door for this one. Basically, if he wants to come up, he's either got to smash through these or he's got to go around the long way. I also have a baning nest now. He's going for stim and cloak for banshees, which is not really surprising. So he's going to send a cloak banshee up and round. Stim is actually one of the best upgrades for Terrans with the Marine. If you go and buy a heavy, you really need it. It does damage your own units, but the extra rate of fire they do is astronomical. And here comes his banshee. Come on, Mr. Banshee. Now, cloak banshees are a pain in the arse, but they can be dealt with. Or as long as you've got an observer to see them, they can be dealt with. I don't have lair tech yet because I've been silly. But in he comes. Okay, so I'm really slow on the uptake here. But what I'm trying to do is make him shoot at my units. This is my plan here. And we're just going to waddle our spore crawler up here and bury it. Now we're going to pull him back because we now don't want him shooting at our units anymore. But 2 hits can do a fair amount of damage there. Move our spore crawler back, which obviously he can see, so he's going to fly away. And now I'm just going to pause this a sec, because what I'm going to show you here, hang on, is what I was seeing here. But if you look, there, that's the shimmer that I keep on mentioning. You can still see it, if you know what to look for. Okay, you can see that with DTs, with everything. So any units that you think are invisible, they are, but if you know what to look for, you can still make them out. Obviously it helps with the big yellow ring here, but even if you can't see the yellow ring, you can still make it out occasionally. So that's what you really need to be looking for.
That unit has mutated into something even more unpleasant. Mineral field depleted.
Thank you, TV. Right, let's get back to everybody here. Yeah, I still use the late great John Turtle Biscuit Baines voice pack. I love it. So yeah, here we go. This Banshee got quite a kick in. This thing is now it's nowhere near saturated. So what's he going to do in a minute? He's going to mule hammer, I would assume. He's only producing this. So what's the APM at? So mine was a lot higher than his since we're coming back. So I'm just sending my units out. He's not doing an awful lot, is he? So he's building, he's turtling up. But in come the lings. They're going to bite you. Bite, 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 bite. This is really stupid of me. But I'm waiting for the Bane train to get here. Here we go. Just get in amongst them. And he left the door open rather stupidly. That was a big boom, but it did a lot of damage. If you check out the losses. Yeah, I've lost a fair few, but look, I've supply blocked him. He's lost most of his units. My Overseer is finally turning up very late to the party, my Overlord there. Really stupid of me. This thing is back. Most annoyingly. So his counter-attack with this did do a bit of damage here. Need to get that back over there. Do damage to Banshee. Is that his only Banshee? No, he's got 2 of them, so the other one's still back here somewhere as well. There it is, the one I mangled before. He hasn't bothered repairing it. But at the moment I need to get a few more workers back out, so I'm producing a... There we go. We're just going to resaturate this. Get it back up to full. And there we go. So we've got that one going straight up there, and 3 more going straight into here. So that'll be us back up to full production. We've taken a look at our income. We're slightly behind. See, mule hammer? Yeah, it's because he's done a mass mule hammer down here. This is what Terrans need to do. Basically, if you're going to take a ninja expansion, you don't really need SCVs on it unless you want the gas. What you need is just these. Plenty of mules. Every time you get a decent amount of energy, just mule hammer all the way here and you'll cut through that. It saves on your supply and gives you a big kick to your income. Which obviously being Terran he needs, or wants even. Okay, what am I going for at the moment? I'm going for 1 melee. I've already got 1 melee and I'm going for 1 armor. I'm also getting my spire at the back. Because basically, given what he's doing, he's going mostly tank, to be honest. Not really producing anything else. Yeah, a few marine tank mostly. He's also now going for combat shields, which will, and he's going for concussive. He's going for Marauder slow, despite having no Marauders. That's an interesting choice. Okay, so I'm just out on the map now, just checking, looking for expansions. If you have a look at these guys, I'm out. I'm just hunting for expansions, just to make sure that he hasn't got anything, and I don't think I checked back here yet. Which, if I didn't, is really damn stupid of me. I need to be looking. He's now going for +1. Yep. I'm on my way for +2 melee. He's getting another CC. There we go. And this base now is functioning. I really need to be expanding a bit faster than this. But I'm now up onto 4 bases. I'm only 1 ahead of him. I need to be more than that. So sending my overseer over. Basically we're going to put him on this little pedestal here. If I was sensible, I'd be pressing the W button as well, just to make him hover a bit. And we're now going for corruptors. Put this guy here basically just to make sure that nothing sneaky comes in the back, like another bloody banshee. Because cloak banshees are a pain in the ass. Here come my sky squids. Don't know why everything was heading that way. Where are these rallied to? Here. There we go. Lots of lings, lots of sky squids. I'm building some air defences here. Again, I've seen the banshees, so we know he has air tech. So we might want to just hide a few things here. We're also getting a few mutas. Yeah, so basically if his banshee comes in and tries to hit at the back, we've got defences here. We've also got a couple down here. And we've got one here. We've also got AA from the Queens. So yeah, we're pretty well covered now. He's going Thor. So yeah, he is going biomech by the looks of it. It's a very strange combination he's going for. He's got lots of tanks, which is fair enough. Siege tanks, when they're deployed like this, they do a lot of splash damage, so you've got to be careful shooting your own ship. But they can't shoot up. He's also repaired these. He's got a fair few of these as well, these are medivacs. Basically they can act as dropships and as healers. So they heal all the units underneath, and they'll also act so you can drop, you know, anything really. He can't get out. Should better fit there. I mean, realistically, with this not being a wall, you might as well just lift that off and fly it over here and, you know, put an add-on on it. Instead of building all the extras. He's also left big holes in his wall. Don't know whether that's intentional or not. But he does have bunkers with marines in them. He's got this guy stuck for the minute. He's not really mining out of here. This place is now almost mined out. If you check the income tab again. I'm still ahead, even, well, about level. So I mean, but the mules are really a big thing for Terrans. If you're not using mules as a Terran, you really need to be working on that. So he's going to fly this base out and land it here, because this one is pretty much mined out. So he's going to transfer some drones. SCVs. Drones, yep. Little drones, go on. Okay, I'm expanding down here as well now. Got more lings, more mutas on the way. Mutas are really useful for Zergs. Obviously they're ground attack as well, and the glaiveworms they throw out, they bounce, so they can hit 3 units at a time. So yeah, they can be really handy. I really should be upgrading here, but he's pressing that button. What's he going for? He's gonna... Okay, so he's going for the reactor core, which gives you ravens and your banshees, I believe, as well, some extra energy when they spawn. And also he's going for the banshee jets, which basically make faster banshees. He's going for speed banshee. Here come my mutas, and we're finally going to find this base. No, we can't be having this. So we're just going to take it out. As much as he tries, there's not a lot he can do about it. He has got a few turrets up, so there's not much this Banshee flock is going to do to get in, but it can at least take this out, which is what it's going to do. And then it's going to fly in. We've got a little Marine hit squad here. But even with Stim, we win. Don't bother taking these eggs, there's no point. I'm not going to expand here now. There's so little minerals left. So 270, 1,000. So yeah, there's only about 1,200 minerals there. That's not a lot. Okay, we're going to kill that. We're going to drive him out of this base. We don't want him here. Drop a few shells and kill a couple of tanks. The plan was to try and kill the tanks there. It didn't quite work, but he did pull almost his entire army up here. Did he? I think he did. I think he F2'd it. Yeah, he did. We've also got guys not mining gas anymore. Yeah, this is his entire army here. So he's got 90 Marines hidden around the place. He's got 6 Ravens. So he's going. Yeah, he's transferred into mech, air and mech. Basically, the big guys down here, Thor. They're very, very good at anti-air. They're not. These days they're actually good against massive units as well. They're supposed to be, yeah, sort of big stuff killers. That's what they're supposed to be. So, Ravens are the weird slopey things here. They're spellcaster units. So basically their job is to fly in and drop like annoying turrets everywhere and things like that. They're a pain in the arse. He's still getting a few mines. I'm going for my greater spire, and I've remembered adrenal glands this time. So I'm getting better at that. So I'm going to have cracklings on the field as well as 3-3 soon enough. Okay, so he's bunkered down here. I've got... Let's have a look. How many units have I got here? 125, and I've also got my units over here hotkeyed to a different button. So the idea being, in a minute, we're going to do a backstab. That's my plan here. What am I up to? Not a lot. Where am I? Me... Camera. Here we go. Grabbing all the lings. Send in a few lings. And then pull out. And now we're coming in with a backstab in the back. There we go. Now we see what he's got. But we took out... That's going to burn down. 4, 3, 2, gone. There we go. So no more good stuff out of there for you. What am I going to do? I'm just going to chase these back in. Shoot SCVs. There we go. And then pull it back. That wasn't too bad. So losses, we're starting to catch up now. Okay, so he's sending out his Raven flock, by the looks of it. What am I doing? There we go. I'm switching to Broodlords. That's going to burn down unless this little dude can fix it. Like I said, Ravens are annoying more than anything else. But if you leave them till they've got plenty of energy, they can actually be a nightmare, which is what he's done. So, watch. Here we go. So they're spotted. Drop down a turret. And of course, being Zerg, I can't actually shoot them. Can't actually sort of repair my buildings. So these guys are going to do a lot of damage. But we're going to gut his Ravens. Now, Ravens actually have no attack either. This is literally what they can do. Yeah, even people... I'm not sure what that one is. Can't remember now. Anti-armor missile will basically strip the armor and these turrets. Now he's going to take out all of my mutas. But, never mind. Got one ling in there. We're going to pull back. What have we got in production here? We've got 3-3. Got loads of lings on the way, and we've got a fair few corruptors. The corruptors basically about to hunt these. We'll lose a few. Lings come in to sweep up the turrets. Not concerned if I lose lings. Really not phased. And one gets away. One Raven. So there we go. But if we check the income now, he's got next to no income. Most of his SCVs are sat around doing nothing. This is the problem when you get to this stage as a Terran, when you're turtling hard, is that there's not much you can do at this point. You've dug yourself into a big pit, and you know he doesn't really have an awful lot of income now. So here come my broodlords. Broodlings attack. Sends out everything he's got left. And now in come the Lings. And Corruptors in the air. Another load of Lings coming in. Now these things, Vikings, are problematic because they can do a lot of damage to my flyers. Specifically my broodlords, which are big and slow. There you go, so he gets that. And he starts to pull back. He's now going for mostly Viking production. So I'm now tech switching to ultras. I have the chitinous plating on the way. And the speed. We have 3-3. We have another couple of broodlords on the way. But I know what I'm doing, so I know what I'm doing against, especially against this composition. Mostly air units. Basically, I'm going to use my broodlords to take out anything on the floor, and then just build a crap ton of corruptors is the plan. There we go. Let's go kill you. Oh no, please don't kill my free units. Here we go. So we're going to kill one. Now, the biggest problem he has right now is all of these units that are dying, he cannot afford to replace. He's got a big bank at this moment, but he's suddenly got a bit more income. He's moved here. So what do? We're going to jump on that with our air ground units. We're going to kill off all the mules to make sure that nothing gets in, and that is going to burn out before it should burn out before he manages to repair it. Splat. Eat that. Now the problem he's got now is this air force up against my ground force. I've also expanded here, sending out a few corruptors over this way. And yeah, he's got next to no supply. He can't damage my ground forces with his air. Well, he could, I suppose, technically. But in production, he's got very little at the moment. He's repairing this orbital command. But eventually, I can just outproduce him. We have plenty of Lings. We're building more Lings. What am I short of? I'm short on gas. I've been spending gas quite well. So what else have we got? We've got lots of banelings, got another couple of ultras, and we have lots and lots and lots more Lings. We're just moving around, making sure he hasn't taken another sneaky base anywhere. Okay, and we're going to quickly make sure that this base is gone. There we go. Burn it down. Make it burn. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to push in. Kill that. Smash, 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 smash. We're going to run around and basically just level everything we can. Basically, he can shoot us down. He's shooting down from above. But it's not going to help. Not really. Not against these. There we go. We're just chewing through. Smashing everything. Now what he should have done... Realistically, he can't land these either. Realistically. He can try. But once they touch down, they're pretty much dead. We have ultras just trundling across the field. He has lots of these. Lots of orbitals. But we're not bothered over those yet. We're going to kill his production. There you go, cancels that one. We have a swell of lings coming across the field. It lifts off. This base basically is forfeit. Just chewing up all of this. Suiciding in my my corruptors, not the best of plans. But he's now in exile. He has no income now because I've just killed it. And again, I can afford to lose these units. He has nothing left. This is all he's got. Now at this point, this game is over. This is about to explode. He's got a tiny amount of supply left that he can use. But this game is pretty much done. There we go, he drops that. I'm going to come back across and say hi. Don't know why he's trying to mine. So. At this point, he's going to shoot out all of my units. And I'm basically letting him. So we're just going to run away from this unit. We're just going to run away. We're not bothered. Don't care. Let him come. So at the moment we've got corruptors on the way. Have that. We also have, yeah. He's not getting in here without a fight. That's for certain. We're building a fair few more lings. He's now going to man mark this base. He's got nothing else really. He's not producing anything. So I'm getting mass corruptors up. How many units does he really have? He's got 11 of them. I've got 8. He's got 9 of them. But they can't shoot anything in the air. Banshees don't shoot up. Lings are a nightmare. Okay, again, we're just scaring them off. You can't mine. I'm not going to let you. There we go. Now we're up to 17. And we've got 6 more on the way. And then we can just swarm. We're watching these just to make sure he hasn't tried to land over here, over here, over here. He's obsessed with trying to take this. He doesn't need to be mining. This is the thing I don't get. This is what he needs to be doing right now. Realistically, he needs to have quit and left by now. But he's also just building... I'm expanding. He's also just building Banshees. Which is going to be fatal in a minute. We're now getting to +2 attack. What upgrades has he got here? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. What I really should have done is get another one of these and double up, but no real point. He's building a Raven. A couple of Ravens. He's going to try another Raven hit squad. Against this. He's pretty sure behind his defences here, but this is literally his entire army. And here we come. Hi guys. Suddenly I outnumber him. He's poked his Banshees, but that won't last forever. And of course, my corruptors can urinate on his, they can literally piss on his parade from a great height. Kill that. Oh noes! Not my gas, please. Please don't kill my gas. And then GG's out. So, when was he dead? As soon as I got through here. After that, the last 10 minutes was pointless. He was so far behind. It was just a case of sitting there waiting for me to build up my tech, and then I was going to steamroll him. But I didn't build up my tech to build up enough units in the air because I'd gone for a ground army. And he countered by going air, which doesn't really work. Using the Banshees wasn't a bad move, but he had far too much in the air. At any point, I could by going the amount of Vikings that he did, he couldn't stop a mass frontal assault. So his composition to take on mine, he saw I had lots of lings. He saw I had banelings, and then he goes air. That's not a good idea. What he really needed was, well, if you're going to go for mech, what he needed was lots of hellbats. What they called? Yeah, hellbats. Firebats. That's the ones. Hellbats? Yeah, hellbats. There were firebats in the original, they're hellbats now. Yeah. So you need hellbats. Something that will soak up the baneling hits and could do a lot of damage. That's what he needed. And then bio behind it and tanks. But obviously going air meant that once I smashed through, with very little income that he had left, well, I was expanding here as well, but with I wanted the gas. I didn't need anything else. If you look, I'm not mining from here, I just want the gas. But with very little income, there wasn't much he could do. He could not shoot me out on the floor quick enough to stop me from pressing through. Once I've munched through all of this, you know, he had a couple of these left, but the only thing that kept him in it was the fact that he had loads of command centres, and at this moment in time, you know, 30 more supply, he's still not going to be nowhere near me. Well, when you look, I have more workers than he had units, which isn't a good place to be. These, you know, so look how much they've got. Plenty of energy left, but pretty soon, I mean, I've got these guys in cocoons over here, so pretty soon they're going to be on the case, and then it's just a case of hunting all of these down and destroying all of these. And again, people forget that corruptors can shoot down. And of course, as soon as he found this base, he was in the shit anyway. So, let's have a quick chat about that. What did my opponent do right? Lynch base was a good idea. I didn't expect that, and I didn't scout it, so that was good. He kept his income high. But that's about it, really. What did he do wrong? His composition, first and foremost, completely wrong. As soon as I got ultras, I was just going to tear through. There was nothing he could do to stop me. His defensive line was too weak. Held out for a little bit. And then his obsession with taking this as well wasn't the best plan. His entire composition was just wrong right from the start. He needed, if he was going mech, the Thors weren't a bad idea. He needed, like I said, hellbats. Just to stop me coming through there. Flamethrowers are really good against links, against Lingbane. Really potent. And they can, you know, behind the, they put the bodywork down as a shield. They take a lot of hits. They can soak baneling hits quite happily, so you just get loads of them. These weren't a bad addition, but too little too late. Here's Raven attack. Yeah, it was more annoying than anything else. I mean, it didn't exactly wipe out my base. It was more annoying than anything else, so it wasn't really, didn't have the desired effect. Now, let's take a look. What did I do right? My tech plan worked. My attacks worked. Obviously, I lost a lot more than him as normal, but that's mostly the way Zerg worked. I was expanding too slowly. Yeah, I needed to take these two earlier. By the time I finished, obviously I'm dominating the map, that's fine, but I needed, my creep spread needs to be better, and I needed to expand quicker. My tech choices were right at the right time. The Broodlords probably put a bit too much into those, but that's why he went for the air armada to try and stop me, and then obviously I switched into ultras and just smashed through. So yeah, and then he got hooked. My expansions by the end of the game are good, but I don't have anywhere near the creep spread I need. But other than that, I think I did okay. So what do I need to work on? Again, it's creep spread. That is a big weakness of mine. This time I didn't get tech fixed, and I alerted myself. I was alert as to when I was going to switch. So that was good. Picking off the mines was good. So yeah, and like I said, so my expansions being slow was a bad thing. So what do I need to work on for my next game? Creep spread, creep spread, creep spread, creep spread. Always creep spread. I'm still working on that. It's a major mechanic, and I really need to get on with it. My expansion timings I need to work on. But other than that, my composition was good. So yeah, I shouldn't have lost quite so many as I did to the assault early on. So I need to remember as soon as I see the Banshees just to get more of their defences. What does my opponent need to work on? Compositional awareness. Not getting drawn in when he saw the Broodlords into going so heavy into Viking. You don't need it. He saw about 5 Broodlords, he built 20 Vikings. That's not the proper response. Right? Yeah, Broodlords are annoying. Your bio can outrun them. Your Thors can't, but your bio can. Just get your Marines underneath it and they'll fall out the sky. You know, they're really slow. They're really easy to pick off. Your insistence on going mech is fine, but against Zerg, you're not using the right units. You're really not. The expansion over here, like I said earlier, was good, but you never really expanded again from your natural afterwards. So you need to work on, you know, when to expand, building defences, and also your defensive line along here was abysmal, and you never rebuilt this line after the first bust, which was bad. Because as soon as I got through here, I was in, and yeah, that was problematic for you. So what I would work on if I was Konosek would be I'd watch the replay for a start. I watch just about every replay of every game I lose if I don't know where it went wrong or to see why I lost. What you need to do is build better defensive position. If you're going to play a turtle style, turtle's fine. Turtle mech can win. Turtle Terran can win. It's just doing it right. And in this case it wasn't. His defensive lines were too weak. Not enough tanks. And a reliance on air superiority is not the way to do it. You didn't get enough. You'd never built enough units either. Just lots more bio. I mean, you had a crap ton of barracks at the start, but you didn't really use them. It's weird. You needed, if you're going to build a fair few barracks at the beginning, build barracks. Go bio. Build lots of marines. Marines against broodlords. Marine mine against broodlord. You're going to eat them. Yeah, that's what you need to do. But you didn't. And you were caught off by my tech switch. And again, you did deal with it. You dealt with all of my ultras, but by the time, they destroyed everything by the time you've realised. Your Mulehammer tactic down here, yeah, like I said, that's fine. You built too many of these, too many orbital commands. You didn't need them. Because you weren't expanding. And for crying out loud, if you're going to expand to a fourth, if you've got 1, 2, 3 orbitals, planetary, put a planetary fortress down here with turrets all over the place. My lings were getting in and surrounding and eating with an orbital command, especially with the mesh with the extra building armor. Oh, hold on for a while, give you enough time to get defenses across to level it, and also it will help with itself. But yeah, so that would be my advice. Would be I get what you're trying to do with the amount of orbitals you're building. You're trying to create so you can drop as many mules as you can to mine out bases. I get that. Okay, I'm all on board with that. But if you're going to put it somewhere like here, which is out in the open on its own, and it can be easily surrounded from here because there's no choke points around here. This is open. Okay, as soon as you get out, this one's okay because you can floor that off. So that, yeah, you can use an orbital there. But down here, where it's big, flat, and open, where there's no real changes to scenery, no real changes to shape of the map down here, you want planetaries just to defend yourself, especially here, and its equivalent here, because basically I can pep you from up here. I mean, if I'm playing Terran and I see this down here, I'm putting tanks here. Okay, no ifs, no buts, no babies. I'm putting something here that's gonna just shell this. You could have easily pushed me backwards, but anyway, I'm gonna leave that there. So yeah, thanks for watching. This week mostly E4 again. I need to get that finished pretty soon because the new add-on is due to drop in a couple of days, so I need to get that series done before the new add-on drops. We've got less than 100 years left, so we should be good. But yeah, so again, I hope you enjoyed that one. Again, Konosek, please, if you do watch this, just think about that, mate. I'm not trying to, when I go on about what people need to work on, things like that, you don't have to take it from me. I'm not the best player in the world, but it's just from your opponent's point of view, and I did beat you on this one. It's not the case that I'm better than you or anything like that. It's just in this instance, these are the reactions that you need to do. And I've been beaten by Terrans before, okay, using the same style that I'm using against you now. I know what it takes for Terran to beat me, and I'm quite, I'm not saying this as an insult. I want you to pick this up and, if you see this, and learn from it. I hope that anyone watching this can learn from it. I'm certainly after learning from it as well. So it's not a case of all one way. Anyone, people pick things up like this and think, oh, he's, thinks he's the, the best player in the world, blah blah blah. No, not at all, not at all. I know I'm okay. Better than some, better than others, worse than a lot. But you need to learn from every mistake that you make and every loss that you take. And that's a lot of what this is for me, is looking back, learning, picking up where I went wrong, and trying to think to myself, well, how can I avoid that next time? And the fact that I'm documenting it helps, But it's not a case that I think I'm better than this guy or anything like that. We're around the same level, so not at all. But he just made a few mistakes, and he seems like a good player. He has good control. He knew what he was about, so probably better than mine, to be honest, when it comes to his control. So, I wouldn't say he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but what I would say is that he just made a big mistake early on in the game, and when he saw the Broodlords, he went into full-blown air which, you know, there's two ways then for me to destroy that. It's either go for air myself or go for Hydras. I went for air, and I just outbuilt him, because by this point, he's on the back foot. So, yeah. But please don't take this as I'm saying, oh, I'm better than anyone else, I'm better than this guy. No, not at all. I'm just looking at it and saying, in this situation, as a Zerg, if you wanted to beat me, this would have been the way to do it. Not being funny, but if he plays Terran all the time, then I probably know how to beat me. I know how to beat myself. It's just a question of doing it, you know. I just build orders and things like that for Terran, but I know the unit composition I need to beat what, but it's a case of build orders and, you know, that's what I'm useless with. But anyway, I'll leave it there. So I'm waffling on now. But anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this. And for the moment, I've been Cappadocia, signing off.